Do you feel like stress and anxiety control your life? Do you feel like you get overly stressed over the littlest of things? Do you feel like you can't shut off your brain or stop overthinking when you want to sleep? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then I'm sure you're looking for ways to cope and to fix your anxiety. And I'm here as a living example telling you that it's 100% possible. And it's not as hard as you might think it is. Understand this: your anxiety is normal, it's your regulation of it that isn't. In this video, I'm going to break down what anxiety is, why you have issues with it, and if you stick around till the end, I'll give you 5 tips I personally use to fix my anxiety issues and lessen my OCD symptoms. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Arvind with Moxie Mantras. I was diagnosed with OCD and ADHD at the beginning of 2022. I would describe uncontrolled OCD as living in a perpetual state of anxiety and overthinking, albeit somewhat of an oversimplification. Since I was only diagnosed a little less than 2 years ago, I went through the majority of my life struggling with many issues. Excessive anxiety and constant stress led to heavy weight gain, premature hair loss, depression, hormonal imbalances, and more. Over the last 6 months, I've been able to turn my life around, and I've dramatically lessened my symptoms and overall started to love life again. At my worst, I was 320 pounds on a 6'1" frame. I was suicidal at the point. I was constantly anxious and stressed. I didn't have any self-esteem or confidence. I've lost over 45 pounds so far, and now I wake up every morning grateful to experience another day on this beautiful planet, and I want to show you that it's possible. Oh my god, why did I do that? I'm so stupid. Fuck, I think that they took that the wrong way. I'm an asshole. Why has this person not responded to my text? Did I do something wrong? Are they mad? What if it gets exhausting dealing with these negative thought cycles, especially if you have other responsibilities like being a college student or having a full-time job. It's not too hard just taking care of yourself by feeding yourself, making sure you get enough sleep, drinking water, getting moving, but adding on life responsibilities on top of feeling like your own body and your own mind are actively working against you makes it feel next to impossible. You just don't have the energy to put into other people, and your relationships start to suffer, your family thinks you've gone crazy, and the world looks at you like you're weak. You feel useless, and the issues just go on and on and on. So, let's get into understanding your anxiety and why it happens. I'll start by giving you an example. Say you're casually driving on the highway on a nice sunny day. Windows down, letting the wind hit your face. The radio volume's at a nice level, and you're just jamming out to music. All of a sudden, you see a car hurtling straight towards you the wrong side of the highway. You have to make a split-second decision, or your life will be in danger. In situations such as these, which our body and mind perceive as dangerous, our sympathetic nervous system, otherwise known as our fight or flight response, activates to help you get out of these situations. Your SNS works by increasing your heart rate to improve oxygen delivery to other parts of your body, enlarging your pupils to let more light in and improve your vision, relaxing your airway muscles to improve oxygen to lungs, and slowing down digestion. Elevated heart rate, spike in blood pressure, quick breathing. Why does this sound so familiar? The main takeaway from this is that our sympathetic nervous system is equivalent to our fight or flight. An overactive sympathetic nervous system means excessive anxiety and chronic stress are probably present in your life. Now, the nervous system has 2 branches: the sympathetic fight or flight, which we just talked about, and the second is the parasympathetic nervous system. You can remember this one as the rest and digest system. These 2 systems balance each other out, and your parasympathetic nervous system is active while you feel safe and calm. It helps the body transition from fight or flight to rest and digest by slowing your heart rate down, constricting pupils to limit how much light enters your eyes, improving your close-up vision, making glands in your mouth produce saliva for digestion, and glands in your nose produce mucus that is useful for breathing. If you've ever seen recommendations for dealing with anxiety attacks or generalized anxiety, Some popular ones include focusing on your breathing, focusing on your different senses, or activities like running, cold showers, whatnot. Let's think about these in terms of what we just learned about our nervous system branches. All of these are exercises that reassure your body and mind that your environment is safe and that it is okay to be calm or just getting all that energy out, like running. For the purpose of this video, I'm not going too in depth on the functions of these systems. I just want you to understand that anxiety is a normal function of your body. Many people with anxiety issues, are just not able to regulate their nervous system efficiently. So their body may be stuck in high alert mode. Imagine you feel like there might be a car hurtling towards you at highway speeds at any given moment of the day. Doesn't sound very fun, right? So, let's talk about how to regulate your nervous system, or rather, help your nervous system regulate itself. Let me explain. Your autonomic nervous system regulates itself. It makes decisions based on its environment, but there are ways to help it make the best decision. Take a look at your lifestyle. What are you eating? What are your sleep habits like? Do you drink coffee right when you wake up? Do you exercise? Do you have a stressful job? What kind of media are you consuming? What habits do you have? I know this can seem overwhelming at first, but the key to regulating your nervous system is all about balance. I recommend starting in one area of your life first. Focus on sleep. I would say getting my body into a steady sleep schedule was the biggest shift I felt in the reduction of my anxiety symptoms. Next, make sure your body's getting enough water. Get one of those gallon-sized water bottles, or maybe an app that reminds you to drink water periodically. Experiment and see what works best for you. Then tackle your food and so on and so on. You get the idea. Now, I want to share the 5 steps I took to drastically reduce my anxiety and lessen my OCD symptoms. But first, if you've gotten to this point of the video, go down into the comments and tell me your favorite fruit. Mine are pineapples. Alright, let's get into my 5 tips. Number 1, cut out caffeine, or at least stop drinking it right when you wake up. Drinking caffeine artificially spikes your cortisol, which for the purposes of the video, I will describe as our stress hormone. It has its place in our biology, don't get me wrong, but elevated levels can contribute to anxiety. I'll go in depth on this in another video, and I have linked down a caffeine and cortisol correlation study down in the description below. Number 2, don't get on your phone first thing in the morning, and stop screen time about 30 minutes to an hour before sleep. Your body has a natural way of waking up in the morning. Your phone is a bombardment of stimulation. Think about this like letting your brain and body get into a groove. You don't start your car and immediately drive onto a racetrack, right? You have to let the engine warm up and get the fluids flowing. Let your brain warm up and get the blood flowing first. Get the idea? For going to sleep, trying to sleep immediately after scrolling on your phone for an hour is like expecting an 18-wheeler to come to an instant stop from highway speeds. I'll share my wind down routine in another video. Number 3, stop or be mindful of drinking, smoking, and vaping. Cortisol levels are known to be higher in alcoholics versus non-drinkers. Frequent smokers/vapors, and this includes both tobacco and THC, have higher levels of circulating cortisol. I've linked 3 studies down below on weed, alcohol, and tobacco. Take a look. Number 4, meditation and journaling. Look, mindfulness has become pretty mainstream in recent years, which, don't get me wrong, I'm happy about, but people don't really explain why any of these practices work. I'll go in depth on these topics in another video, but understand this. You are not your body, and you're not your mind. You're the little voice inside your head that chooses to listen to your body or mind. Journaling is the practice of letting your inner voice speak free of judgment. Meditation is getting in touch with your inner self by practicing focusing on certain parts that are not your thoughts or your bodily sensations. When you practice these, you enhance your observer state and don't get caught in anxiety cycles because you're able to recognize them before you're in them. Number 5, focus on what you can control. Oftentimes, We are the ones that stress ourselves out. As Seneca once said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. When we think of overthinking, it has nothing to do with what is in front of us. We often think about negative hypothetical situations, the worst case scenario, trying to read someone's minds or thoughts, or dissect why someone might be acting some way. But at the end of the day, when you come to the realization that you can't control what's going on in their minds, but you can control what you do, or what you say, or how you react, you start to feel in control again. And you stop feeling like life just happens to you. So that's the end of my 5 tips, and we've reached the end of the video. And I just want to thank you guys for watching. I've been where you guys are, and I know it can get overwhelming. Hell, I'm still kind of where you guys are. Sometimes the scariest part is to even just start. But just know this. Every hardship you're facing right now is only making you stronger. I promise you that you can do it when you put your mind to it. I love you guys. Moxie Mantras out.